Hello, welcome to Anytime. Today, I'll show you the recap of a 2020 American animation titled Superman, Red Sun. Spoiler alert, watch out and take care. In the Soviet Union, a young boy, Somishka, is chased by some bullies. He stays behind the car and disappears. Another girl, Svetlana, chases her bullies and hits them. As the bullies leave, he returns to her and she advises him to stop running from his bullies. Instead, he should beat them. However, he tells her he isn't running from them, but he's scared of injuring them with his powers. To show her the powers, he carries the truck behind them and flies high with her. She advises him to use his powers to help the government. Several years later, the Soviet Union announced the presence of an alien Superman. The newscaster calls him the Soviet Superman, and the news goes far and wide in America. US President Dwight D. Eisenhower calls a capitalist, Lex Luthor, to find propaganda against Superman. Soviet Union President Joseph Stalin announces Superman's help in one of their construction. After this, a massive satellite from Zenit attempts to detonate towards the US. It pushes towards the road, but Superman goes to save them. He pushes the satellite from the filler road to the water, and all the US citizens come to watch him. He addresses them and tells them he isn't an enemy of the US. He's helping the citizens fight their main enemy, the capitalist government. As he gives his speeches, the wife of Lex Luthor, Lois Lane, approaches him. She works for the Daily Planet News, and she asks to interview him. He refuses her offer, but she calls him a coward for refusing the freedom of speech. So he accepts her interview. He visits her office and tells her how their government fills the richest pockets and leaves the poor and humanity to themselves. Sarcastically, Lane tells him he should solve the repression in USSR before he seeks to solve that of the world. She shows him a secret document of the Soviet Union about the location where they keep people from dying. He argues she's lying, but he goes to the location. He finds the prison, enters it, and looks at how the people have been maltreated. He sees his friend, Svetlana, there. He carries her out and releases the others. She, however, tells him he's the reason she's still alive because she believes he will surely come to save her. She tells him she was arrested because she knew him before he became Superman. She reminds him of how she saved him whenever he was being bullied as a kid and asks him to save the world. After saying all of that, she dies. Angrily, Superman goes to Stalin, asks why he would do such a thing, and in defense, Stalin says he's protecting him from the world. Stalin continues by telling him that the people imprisoned are the people who hated the government, and that anything he does is for the good of the Soviet Union. He insists that those imprisoned are necessary, and Superman should trust him. Angrily, Superman says he's aspiring for a free communist nation, and Stalin is only working for his good and not the good of the world. In anger, he kills Stalin and takes control of the Soviet Union. This news gets to Lane through her boss, Perry, the next day. Lex happily tells her he gave her the document on purpose. Lex goes to work that day, checking the satellite they recovered from Superman, and they take the DNA from the satellite to create their hero. After killing Stalin, Superman takes the communist freedom to several countries. He settles the Korean Wars and gets in alignment with the Koreans. Lex eventually finishes his alien. The President of America unveils their alien with the name Superior Man. The main intention of Lex in doing this is to put fear in Superman's mind. Meanwhile, Superman is at a party where he meets Diana, the Wonder Woman with supernatural powers from the Themyscira. He relates with Princess Diana and dances with her, and they talk about their relationship, but he proposes friendship with her since they both have superpowers. Before leaving, Diana asks him what he thinks about the Superior Man. And Superman says the Superior Man was built to put fear in his heart as the Superior Man isn't strong enough. Diana said she would like to stop the fight between America and the Soviet Union. Superior Man challenges Superman to a fight. While he fights, Lex, Lane, and the others watch. Lex figures Superior Man isn't strong enough, and he keeps increasing his energy until Superior Man gets overloaded with energy and crashes. This gets Lane angry. She realizes that Lex Luthor intended to keep the Superior Man as he just wanted to put fear in Superman. She walks out of the laboratory. The Western powers build a wall to stop members of the Soviet Union from their city. Superman visits the workers and tells them Americans are only using them to enrich their pockets. He destroys the Western Wall again. One day, an alien spaceship invades Stalingrad. The spaceship emits green light, ultimately reducing Stalingrad into a captured city. The alien called Brainiac puts the city in a bottle before Superman can come to their rescue. Superman arrives, takes control of the spaceship, and also changes it to now work for the society. The works of Superman travel far and wide, and he becomes the savior of the people. His songs are sung in every museum, and everyone wants to hear about them. At the museum talking about him, a man named Batman comes to counter his good works. Batman says he's only using them as slaves, and that true freedom is the ability for everyone to do whatever they wish. Batman bombs the museum and disappears before help arrives. Wonder Woman now works with Superman, and they both help the attacked victims together. In 1967, in Nevada, the president of the US finds an alien spaceship with an alien in it. He takes the captain of the army, Captain Jordan, to it. They show Jordan a red ring on the alien and says the ring represents the strongest weapon in the world, and they will need Jordan to create an army in Nevada. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman wonders about men's brutality. She tells Superman her mother wants her to return to Themyscira, but Superman assures her they will work well together and need more time. While Superman enjoys a quiet dinner with Ambassador Lee, he hears an explosion and hears Wonder Woman's voice. He tracks her voice and sees Batman has kidnapped Wonder Woman. Batman has used her powers to tie her, and she's now under Batman's control. Before Superman can fight, Batman switches on the red light, which takes away Superman's powers. Batman hits Superman repeatedly and throws him into a dungeon filled with red light to die and rot there. After finishing his mission, Batman returns to Wonder Woman, who calls him wicked. She says men are wicked, and according to her mother, women who trust men are fools. She gathers her strength, breaks her bind, and breaks the red light. As a result, Superman gets his powers back. He approaches Batman but says he won't kill Batman. Rather, he will restructure his brain and make him useful. However, Batman kills himself. He approaches Wonder Woman to help her, but she tells him she doesn't need his help or friendship and that she's returning to her home. She expresses she's terrified by men's wickedness and she's taking back her alignment. Also, Americans elect a new president, Lex Luthor. Luthor gives a speech and invades the independent cities of the Soviet Union. Superman watches this news irritated. Brainiac, however, tells him it's about time he invades America and defeats Luthor. And if he doesn't do so, he will be defeated by Luthor. Superman refuses. He insists he doesn't want to take the path of war and kill the people he seeks to protect. As they talk, they see some humans flying towards their city. He goes to approach them, and it's Jordan's Green Lanterns. They had developed green weapons from the alien ring and approached to defeat Superman. Superman goes to fight them. He doesn't know much about the lantern, so they box him in with their green box. As he struggles to remove the box, they put more boxes on him. Suddenly, a white light emits above, breaking the boxes. It turns out to be Wonder Woman. He's glad Wonder Woman's there, but she tells him she isn't back with him. Rather, she has come to protect the planet she loves. She says she will reach out to Luthor and try to settle the fight between the two cities, but Superman refuses. Superman insists Luthor started the fight, and the fight must continue whether or not Wonder Woman likes him. He also says he thinks Luthor will make Wonder Woman his enemy if she visits him. Wonder Woman realizes the perfect world she wants will never be gotten. She says she misses the man she was once friends with and unfriends him completely. He tries to attack her, but she defends herself. She tells him they're closing the Themyscira against humans completely. She leaves him to his fight. Angrily, Superman defeats the soldiers of the Green Lantern and eventually succumbs to Brainiac's advice to fight Luthor. However, as they get to the president's quarters, they do not meet security. Lane comes out with the people of Stalingrad inside the box. She emotionally asks Superman why he didn't attempt to remove the people of Stalingrad from the box Brainiac has kept them. In defense, Superman says it's because the device to restore the country to its past self has been destroyed when Brainiac underwent restructuring. However, Brainiac says that's a lie. and his device still works fine. Superman feels defeated. He feels he cannot save the humans he intends to help and decides the fight with Luthor isn't necessary. He walks to Brainiac and asks that they leave, but Brainiac refuses. Brainiac destroys the box in his hand, and he realizes the restructuring was not successful. He figures Brainiac has been using him, and he attempts to fight Brainiac. Luthor joins the fight, and together, they use the Green Lantern and Superman's skills to infuriate the Brainiac spaceship. Superman enters the spaceship and defeats Brainiac. Luthor enters to join him, and as they talk, they realize Brainiac has activated a self-destruction device on his spaceship, so it would destroy itself and about 10 million radii around it. Superman asks Luthor to leave the spaceship. He single-handedly drives the spaceship into space, and it detonates. At the movie's end, Luthor organizes a handover ceremony at the Capitol building. He hands over his authority to his assistant and resigns as president to spend more time with his wife. Superman disguises himself and attends the ceremony. Lane notices his disguised self as he walks away. Thank you for watching the recap. Kindly subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post the next recap. See you next time.